So this is a very big problem. A lot of scams that happen every year. First thing that I recommend to everyone is you buy your ticket either from an official travel partner or through a trusted agency where you see that they've done this before and they are present in the market.
How do you secure tickets?
So Tarun, we have tie-ups with various official partners. So I've had an association with all the tourism boards all across the globe because now almost 14-15 years in the industry.
What's happening, Deepak? Welcome to the podcast.
Hey Tarun, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. I'm so excited about today's episode to speak about travel and tourism with you. But before we dive into your journey, I have to start with this because I'm curious, and I'm sure everyone watching this episode will be. Let's talk about Tomorrowland.
Let's go ahead.
I mean, how did the association begin? How you have sent thousands of people to Tomorrowland? You have helped them secure tickets for the festival, and arguably the biggest festival in the world right now. So tell me, how did that start?
So Tomorrowland, it's the biggest festival. They are the best in the business, and it's been a long story. Honestly, it was my dream for almost 10 years to go to Tomorrowland. Like, so 2012 was the year when Tomorrowland really started becoming popular. I'm not sure when you started watching it.
It's same that iconic after movie.
Yeah, exactly. So 2012 till 2015 were considered as the golden years of Tomorrowland. That was all progressive house. So that was when every kid on the block was watching YouTube and everybody was like, एक बार तो जाएंगे भाई, एक बार तो जाना है यहाँ पे, it's a dream. I used to work at yatra.com back then. So it was a slow moving career. I could see my rich friends, taking money from parents, just flying in, कि भाई होके आते हैं. And we used to be like, yeah, someday we'll do big in life and we'll also, accomplish this. And 2016, we started Trip Hunter. It's been a great journey. It's been a lot of hard work. And finally, in 2022, I thought, okay, this will be the year. Let's go to Tomorrowland. COVID thing came up.
Yeah.
COVID ke baad, it was like, ki bhai, YOLO effect. You only live once.
Yeah.
So you do things which you want to do.
Correct.
So I told my wife, Alicia, that Alicia, this year we are going to Tomorrowland. And we managed to get the tickets and stuff. And so there's a very close friend of mine, Sylvester.
Okay.
He lives in Dubai.
Okay.
And we used to work together back in 2012.
Okay.
I sent him to Tomorrowland in 2016. I could not go,
Okay.
but I sent him.
Okay.
And he went for almost 3 times to Tomorrowland before me.
Okay.
So he actually helped me in 2022 that Deepak will go together. And sab kuch karke we managed to reach. And now there is a point. Me and Alicia finally make our way to the main stage. And that is the striking moment I'm telling you, Tarun. Because I see people every year now coming to the main stage.
Yeah.
And when they reach the main stage, you know what their expressions are.
Yeah.
Somebody would have tears in their eyes.
Yeah.
Somebody would be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
what is this? Because it is so exceptional. The detailing is so good. The people, the vibe, the atmosphere that they create, it's magical. And I had only one line in my, from coming out of myself. I'm like, Alicia, why did it took so long for us to come here? Why didn't we come here earlier? And the first emotion was that, I'm going to make it easier for people. And I'm getting a group here next year. And that was one weekend where I had one of the best days of my life. Because Tomorrowland is not just a festival. I think it's a global emotion now. It's a global emotion. Because it's the only festival where you'll see people from 100 countries coming in. People are in the best moods of their lives. You can imagine they forget what's happening. You'll see an Israeli and a Palestinian dancing together. No matter what geopolitics are going on. So it's that place has such a magic. So that was the whole idea how it all, began. And we just got back from the festival, had a crazy time. And that was also one of the first time when I started making content. That whole festival, that highlight is still there on my Instagram. You'll browse through my highlights. You go to Tomorrowland 2022. That was the proper content creation start for me. I've shot every possible thing in the festival. And I got back and I told my operations team that, guys, this was, this has been a life-changing event and I want people to experience it. Let's open gates for people. And I told them that, let's start working on the products. I would be grateful to God. And with God's grace, I have a very hardworking team. They are very dedicated. So we just started working on the parameters that, what all we'll do. We drafted a very small, simple itinerary, made a PDF, and we started marketing it. I'll come to the tickets and part later on.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how it all
Of course,
began.
yes.
So I've had an association with all the tourism boards all across the globe, because now almost 14-15 years in the industry, worked with the brands like Yatra, Expedia. So I know how to get things done at a global level. So all the things, tickets and stuff, everything was done. And we start a very, very small campaign that let's see how it will work. And we get 100 inquiries in one day.
This is 2023.
23, yeah.
Okay.
100 inquiries in one day. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, people really want to go. I mean, like, this is a problem. And then in a couple of days, I see a person sitting in our office with 1.5 lakhs cash. Like, he keeps the cash on the table. There are 3 guys, and they are like, we want to book. They're asking my team member that how many people are already booked. So one of my sales team members, they are hesitant to tell them that you are the first one. They tell him that the 15 people are already booked. So that the customer doesn't feel skeptical that we are the first one to book. So then he comes up to me and he's like, Deepak sir, they are paying the money, and I've told them that 15 people are already booked. I was like, why did you say it to them? You would have told them that you are the first ones to book. So he was like a bit scared. He's like, Deepak sir, you take the lead now. So now I have to continue that. I cannot tell them that 15 people are not booked.
Of course.
I go inside the room and they gain even more confidence by meeting me. And पंजाब से आए थे लोग, लुधियाना चंडीगढ़ से. एंड मैंने उनको बोला ठीक है सर, आप वेट कीजिए 2-3-4 minutes, I'll come back. I go out, I meet my team, and I tell them, guys, if we take this money, then we need to book 45 people. Do you want to do this? Because then there is no going back. We have to operate the group. And my team has always been very supportive, very hardworking, and they are like, sir, we'll do it. I go in the room, I pick up 1.5 lakhs cash, I give it to the accounts person. I'm like, bhai, kaam pe lag jao. Ab karo. You won't believe, in 30 days, we booked 45 people.
Wow.
Not even 45, we booked 60 people.
Wow. And how does that work? Because I know securing a ticket for Tomorrowland is very difficult. I also did it back in 2012, 13. I tried for 2-3 years and then I gave up. I'm like, nahi ho raha hai. But how did that work? Like, how do you secure tickets?
So firstly, we got you covered this time, if you want any help. Of course, that's the reason we are doing this podcast. So Tarun, we have tie-ups with various official partners. So there are certain official partners which Tomorrowland has in every country. हर country में एक दो official partners उन्होंने बनाए हुए हैं. And सबके पास वो कुछ ना कुछ tickets की allocation देते हैं.
Okay.
So we also have certain tie-ups in various other countries where we try to source the tickets. Tickets are all 100% authentic. On a certain number of tickets, we do give treasure boxes also. And there are certain global consolidators also of the tickets. So उन लोगों से हम source करके tickets लेते हैं.
Nice.
You won't believe, since the time we've started, we've sent more than 1,000 guests to Tomorrowland. There is not even a single case of a ticket bouncing back.
Wow.
Not even a single case.
Wow. That's nice. That's a good track record.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about scams which happen every year. We hear about people buying tickets from different websites. Also via Gogo they mention, and like they don't get those tickets. They are fake tickets. Like I personally know someone who bought tickets from Viagogo, went there and those tickets were not valid. Then they had to buy tickets on ground. Someone sold it to them, and that's how they entered the festival. Like how can one tackle that?
You're right. So this is a very big problem, and there are a lot of scams that happen every year. My first thing that I recommend to everyone is you buy your ticket either from an official travel partner or through a trusted agency where you see that they've done this before and they are present in the market. Okay. You do not buy your tickets from any other reseller selling on Instagram, on Facebook. Coming to Viagogo. Viagogo is a trusted platform, but the problem is, if let's say 100 tickets are booked on Viagogo, 90 are going to go through, but 10 tickets are not going to work. They have a 10% failure ratio.
Okay.
Because these resellers, they'll put the ticket on Viagogo. Let's say they put the ticket on Viagogo at 1,000 euros.
Yeah.
अब उसको क्या होगा, उसको 1300 यूरो मिल रहा होगा ना कहीं से,
Yeah.
वो 1300 यूरो में सेल कर देगा उसको.
Yeah.
Viagogo की पॉलिसी क्या कहती है कि लेट्स से मैंने Viagogo पे टिकट सेल किया.
Yeah.
अब सेलर परचेजर जिसने परचेज किया, मेरे को उसको टिकट भेजना है इवेंट से पहले. जब वो इवेंट अटेंड कर लेगा, उसके बाद Viagogo मेरे को पैसा देगा. ठीक है. बट मैंने टिकट अपलोड ही नहीं किया अभी इवेंट से 3 दिन पहले. उसको तो मेल चला गया ना जिसने खरीदा कि भाई इवेंट अब टिकट अवेलेबल नहीं है. और मैंने क्या किया, 1300 यूरो में इसको बेच दिया, मैं अपना साइड हो गया. वायागो क्या बोलता है, आई गिव यू 100% गारंटी दैट योर मनी विल बी प्रोवाइडेड बैक. अब वायागो विल पे द 1000 euros बैक टू दैट बायर. But on the day of the event or 2 days prior, you know how much the tickets are. So if the event is good, no, I've seen tickets going up to 10,000 euros. Live stage देखा था आपने 2024 में, the biggest stage ever, which has a flower खुलता था उसमें.
Yeah.
On the day of the event, afternoon, ticket was 10,000 euros. And ये प्रॉब्लम पे हम लोग भी लॉस खा चुके हैं. वी वर शॉर्ट ऑन टिकट्स इन वन पर्टिकुलर, आई डोंट रिमेंबर कौन सा ईयर था, 24 या 20, अभी 23 वाला था क्या था. सो वी बुकड आई थिंक 7 or 8 टिकट्स थ्रू, हमने वायागो से बुक किया. एंड दैट वाज अवर लर्निंग फॉर एवर, दैट वी आर नॉट डूइंग दिस फॉर एवर. एंड मोमेंट पे द टिकट्स गॉट कैंसल्ड. एक बड़ा प्यारा सा ईमेल आ जाएगा दैट वी आर अनेबल टू प्रोवाइड यू द टिकट्स एंड यू विल गेट अ रिफंड विद इन 7 days. नाउ 1 day बिफोर द इवेंट व्हाट यू डू? You can't do anything. We bought that ticket for around 900 euros and Viagogo gave us the refund back. But 1 day before the event, I had to buy 7 tickets for 3,000 euros each. 2,000 euros loss per ticket, 7 tickets. It's 14,000 euros, 14 lakh rupees. Because somebody booked through us, it's my job to provide the ticket. अभी वो मेरा लॉस हो रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है, we have a face value.
Of course.
तो हम गेस्ट को प्रॉब्लम में नहीं आने देंगे.
You took the hit there.
वो जो गेस्ट के टिकट्स हैं उनको अभी पता भी नहीं होगा कि ऐसा हुआ है.
हाँ.
तो हमारा क्या है, वो टिकट चाहे उस दिन 5 लाख की भी होती तो आई वुड हैव टेकन अ बिजनेस कॉल कि दो उसको. बट इमेजिन इफ यू आर गोइंग ऑन योर ओन, यू आर स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ द फेस्टिवल एंड योर टिकट इज नॉट वर्किंग. एंड मान लो 2.5-3 लाख का तो पूरा ट्रिप ही बन जाता है फ्लाइट का, उतना ही पैसा आपको फेस्टिवल का देना पड़ रहा है. सो दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. My suggestion is you always buy either through an official partner or some very strong agency which is visible in the market, which you can reach out to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. And speaking of Tomorrowland, now they've announced Thailand, which is happening end of the year in December. And now, I mean, there were rumors about this since last year, and now they finally made it official.
Yeah.
How do you think the experience is going to be in Thailand compared to Belgium? Well, obviously, Belgium is number one. That's like the main festival.
Mhm.
But what can we expect? Because I believe you went for the Recce. You went last month. I saw a few videos of you going there, checking out the whole venue, the area, the city where it's happening. So what are the, like, what's happening on ground?
So personally, I'm super excited about Thailand because Thailand is never a bad idea, you know.
Of course.
Trust me, we received 1,000 calls the day it was announced. The day it was announced, within 48 hours, we got 1,000 calls. And I'm sitting in office, me and Kunal. It was a Saturday, and we are in the meeting room. We are discussing that, you know, we've got 1,000 calls and we got so many leads on the website. And how do we do this? And Kunal is my co-founder. We've been together since 2016. And Kunal is like, let's go to Thailand. I'm like, what? He's like, let's go to Thailand. He opens them. It's 2 p.m. in the office, and he books a 11 p.m. flight. He's like, we're going to Thailand. I'm like, okay, let's go. And we take the flight at 11 p.m. in the night. We just left from office. We told the team that, guys, we are going. We are going to sort this out, and we're going to check the venue also. And we land in Pattaya. Interesting story, I'll tell you. Last time I went to Pattaya, that was in 2014.
Okay.
You know what Pattaya is famous for? It's all bachelor tourism.
Of course.
12 guys. And I never thought I'll come back to this place again. And this day when Thailand was announced, and I'm like, all right, maybe God wants us to visit again and again every year. And this year, once we reached Pattaya, it has actually developed quite a lot. It's not the same Pattaya which it used to be. Like, it used to have a very, very small stretch of the beach. Now they have a very big stretch.
Yeah.
They have put in artificial sand and stuff, and it's as good as Phuket. Hotels have come up. And the best part, I think we were the first people from India to go to the Wisdom Valley, where the festival has to be organized. And everybody has been talking why they are doing it in Pattaya, why not in Phuket, why not in some other, better island. When we reached the Wisdom Valley, I'm going to share the video. Maybe you must have seen it on my Instagram. That place is absolutely similar to Skore. So Skore is the area in Belgium, in Boom, where Tomorrowland takes place.
Okay.
And they wanted a site which has a slope and where main stage can be made. And it is absolutely identical.
Wow.
In fact, even better. They have a lake also.
Wow. Man.
So once we reached Wisdom Valley, me and Kunal, we are like, Kunal, you see, this is the reason they've chosen Pattaya.
Yeah.
So this is the reason that they can't have this kind of a place in Phuket or anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a very, very global scale festival. It's going to be smaller because, see, whenever you do something for the first time, ironically, when Tomorrowland Belgium started back in 2005, I don't think they started off with like,
I mean,
150,000.
the pictures are there online. You can see there's so many, like there are less people. The production is not like that big. But fast forward now,
It's crazy.
yeah.
So, but organizing an event of that level and magnitude, you need to have a practice. You cannot straight away launch an event of 200,000 people.
Yeah.
So this year, the capacity in Thailand is going to be 60,000.
So it's going to be very difficult securing tickets.
Of course.
It's going to be very
Of
difficult.
course.
I mean, the demand for Thailand will be more.
It's going to sell out in seconds, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Firstly, it opens the doors for people who cannot get Europe visa. Secondly, not everyone can go to Europe. Europe is expensive.
Correct.
Not everyone can afford it.
Correct.
Spending in euros is expensive. So Thailand has opened doors for everyone who wants to experience it, who wants to live their dream, to easily go and experience that. So the best part is the main stage, which will be used in Belgium, same stage is going to come here.
Oh, nice. The same
stage.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the same stage will be dismantled and it will be brought here.
Wow.
But Belgium has almost 17 stages. Here, they're going to have 5 or 6 stages. So it's going to be a smaller event.
Okay.
Plus, Belgium has camping and stuff. Here, they don't have camping because it's for the first time. So it's going to be only hotel stay and the festival. Maybe in the upcoming years, next year, they might increase it to 80,000. They have plans to increase it to 80,000 and 100,000 in the coming years. And they might have camping later on.
So there is space to.
Yeah. That place has ample space. It's very good.
I mean, that's the right way to build.
Yeah. Yes.
And speaking of Tomorrowland, Belgium, Thailand, can you walk us through the whole process of? I find it very complicated. You have to sign up. You give your email, then they send you a link. Does everyone get the link, or is this like a random 20 people from each country get a link? Then there's a pre-sale. Can you explain that?
Okay, so there are different stages for booking the tickets.
Okay.
First process is, in any case, you need to create a Tomorrowland account. On the website of Tomorrowland, you create an account. That's a universal account, which will work every year. So that is one thing you need to have it every time. Now, once you made an account, then on the website, you'll see different festivals. They have a lot of festivals happening all around the globe.
Yeah.
They have Core in Colombia. They've got one happening in Melbourne. Brazil is also quite big. So once you made an account, on Instagram, they keep coming up with the updates that on this day, we are starting the pre-registration. So in every country, whomsoever is the first one to pre-register, first 20 in fact, first 20 people to click the button in every country, they get a dedicated link. There's no queue, nothing. They send you a link and you can easily book the tickets.
Yeah.
But getting into that 20 is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Imagine whole India is sitting.
Yeah.
20 people is how much?
I get it. But I know that you guys secured a few tickets for Belgium, I believe.
So for Belgium, out of the top 20 in India, 3 people were from our team.
Wow. It must be
That's
chaotic
like very
in the office with LAN, with laptops, with your phones and everything.
So I just asked my team, that this is the pre-registration day and I want everyone to stay in office. We all are going to try to secure the tickets because, it gives you an edge if you're a part of, top 20. Of course, we get other allocations also, but there's no harm in securing more tickets if we can directly. So we just sat around and we are a very religious team, everybody's like, all right, sir, today we'll get things done, Har Har Mahadev and stuff. Everybody's fully energetic.
Yeah.
And when the countdown comes, 10, 9, 8. So everybody's just waiting. Then when it starts, we have to just click up because it's just a click of button.
Yeah.
And it's a fraction of microseconds when you have to be in the top 20. Because imagine more than 1 million people would be pressing the button at that time.
Of course.
So imagine what kind of fraction that would have been that 3 people were sitting in one room.
Nice. I mean, so if someone doesn't get the tickets, then the second option is you book a package, right? A global...
Okay, so I'll come to this also. So first is the first 20 sale. This is called first 20 sale.
Okay.
So now first 20 sale has gone.
Yeah.
Maybe you were not able to be a part of first 20 sale. Then they come up with something which is called a global journey sale.
Okay.
Okay, global journey. This is for Belgium I'm talking.
Yeah.
So on the global journey sale, it was I think on 17th of December. So when you go into the global journey, the packages are a little expensive because they come with transportation, hotel stays, and you don't get only tickets.
Okay.
But it is easier to get the tickets in global journey because the prices are higher.
Yeah.
Not everyone can secure.
Yeah.
So people try in global journey. If still you're not able to get it, then they come up with something which is called as pre-sale,
Okay.
which was on 26th or I think 25th of January. It took place for Belgium.
Okay.
So in pre-sale, the prices are very, very low.
Okay.
Like it happens in India also, no? In concerts, phase 1 tickets are priced lower than phase 2, phase 3. It's the same concept.
Okay.
So pre-sale is something, if you get in, you get a very good price of the ticket.
Okay.
So if you're not able to make it, then the worldwide sale begins. In that, the price is a little variable, but then still.
Even in worldwide sale, it's difficult to get a ticket.
So there is a logic to it, Tarun. Tomorrowland has to maintain that diversity of the crowd in the festival.
Okay.
You know how cream it looks.
Of course.
They need people from 100 plus countries.
Okay.
And the capacity is 200,000 on every weekend.
Hmm.
So imagine the population we have in India. If they start releasing tickets on the IP addresses in India, I think half of the tickets would be taken here only.
Of
People have crazy spending capacity here.
Yeah.
They don't have any problem.
Yeah.
But Tomorrowland, their technical teams and stuff, I think they do this. The allocation is,
Yeah.
the release of the tickets is done along, as per the IP addresses.
Got it.
I think most of the tickets are released in European
Of course.
region, American areas, South America, and then Asia also has certain inventories, but it's very limited in India and other countries.
Okay. So this is how it is for Belgium. And for Thailand, now I believe the tickets are going to start in Feb, right?
Yeah. So Thailand also, the first 20 pre-registration was open.
Okay.
Did you know first 20 is already gone?
What are you saying?
Yeah.
It's supposed to happen now, right?
No. First 20 sale. The first 20 people to
Okay.
pre-register.
That's done.
That's done. Yeah.
Great.
We didn't get it. I don't know who got it. So it's a personal email which Tomorrowland sent in. I've not seen yet anybody announcing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but maybe those people have gotten lucky. Now on 27th of Feb, they are coming up with the hotel package sale.
Okay.
Something similar to Global Journey sale in Belgium.
But only hotel.
Hotel and the festival tickets.
Got it.
So you log in at that particular time. They'll give you options to you book the hotel for 4 nights, and with that the festival transfer and the tickets. So these packages are going to be a little expensive as compared to only tickets, but you'll have a higher chance again.
Okay.
I wish all the best to everyone.
And if I'm going through you. And everyone who's watching this, you can hit up Trip Hunter to secure your tickets.
We've got your back.
Yeah.
We've got your back. No problem.
I mean, okay, so there's one thing which you brought up about the visa thing. Now, I also know, I've spoke to so many people. Most of them are just worried about Schengen visa. Milna mushkil hai. It's difficult to get. And can you talk about that? How do you help people? How do you assess, like when someone wants to buy a package through you? How does your team assess them? Oh, obviously, no one can guarantee you a visa, but how do you make sure? Because your track record is really good.
Yep.
So how does that work? Do you have a proper dedicated team who handle visas and everything?
So Tarun, from day one when we started this company in 2016, we've been doing visas in-house. And 2016 to 19, we were just a 2-person company, me and Kunal. We would do sales ourselves. We will do operation, accounts, visa filings. Everything was done by us end to end. So we know each and every aspect of visa application, sales, operation. And visa, some companies and some people ignore visas. But visa is the most important aspect because if you don't get the visa, you cannot travel.
Of course.
So we give maximum emphasis while filing the visas. Today also, every cover letter goes through. मैं देखता हूँ उसको. Without my approval, the cover letter cannot be submitted. So, of course, Schengen visa is difficult to get. Is difficult to get. But if you do it right, if you do the right documentation, even if the profile is financially weak, you can make it good. You have time. You take 2-3 months. You maintain your bank statements. So in our case, what we do is, as soon as the booking is confirmed, my visa team gets in touch with the traveler. We understand their financial history. We try to understand what they do. And we create a specific documentation checklist as per the embassy guidelines for that specific person. It's not like a standard checklist will go to every person. No, it will be a 10-15 minute discovery call. We understand the specifications and demographics, and then we draft one specific list. If something needs to be done as per the embassy, we have a we receive certain guidelines from the embassy that when you're sending your applications, this should be, in this way, the bank statement should have this much balance. So we give this recommendation to the traveler also, that you have the balance is a little low. You take 1 or 2 months, you maintain your balance, maybe you add your property papers, or maybe someone's sponsorship. So rather than just submitting the file in a standard manner and praying to God that, hey, God, please get me the visa, we prefer doing it the right way and submitting it in the best possible manner, so that we don't have any regret. And so far, till now, you won't believe, last year we had like I think we filed around 250 visas for Schengen, for Tomorrowland, and we got almost 248 approvals.
Nice.
There were only 2 refusals.
Nice.
So that's something,
Good.
And once everyone came back, I personally drafted a complete travel history email to the embassy that these are the 248 people who traveled with us. This was their entry date into Belgium. This was the exit date. This is the passport number. They entered in Belgium. This guy out from Spain, this guy out from Prague. So that is the kind of process we follow. It creates a trust.
Yeah, I mean, creating a trust is very important.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in this whole festival travel kind of a scenario, you need to build that trust even with the customers, right?
Absolutely. Because see, there are young travelers. All these are young travelers. Then, in India, there are a lot of complications. People start doing business with parents. They don't have registrations on their names.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't file taxes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a little tricky, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And I have parallel businesses also. Like I have immigration services companies also, where we do very, very, complicated applications like work permits, PR applications.
Any particular country
we do Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So my team is pretty equipped with handling very, very, much more complex applications.
Got it.
So tourist visa seems quite easier to us.
Yeah.
And we always try to get things done.
Great. I mean, it's good to know about all of this, about the whole Tomorrowland experience and how it works and everything. And there's this one quote I read. Travel is not an expense, it's an investment in yourself. And
Absolutely.
it kind of resonates with me. I mean,
absolutely.
Why do you think that it's an investment?
If I look at my life and if I start connecting my dots, I think whatever I am today, it's because of it started with traveling. Firstly, when you travel to different countries, you meet people from other countries. Okay, you listen to I'm telling you about festivals particularly, not just general travel. Generally, when you travel, you don't socialize that much with other people, but specifically when you go to the festivals, you make friends from other countries. You exchange stuff. You tell them your story. You listen to their story. It changes your perspective. It develops your personality.
Yeah.
Plus, while traveling abroad, you face a lot of challenges. If you travel young, you understand how to come across difficulties, how to cope up with things. So I think travel changes your perspective, makes you have a look at the bigger picture, and you feel you come back changed.
Yeah, that is really important. Even I feel one must travel whenever they get the chance, wherever it may be, but one must travel.
Every journey gives you something, and you come back changed, and you feel motivated.
Yeah.
Like for me, motivation in life is like I should have my next trip booked.
Yeah.
I would work even harder. That okay, now I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna do my thing, and this is my reward.
I've also seen this recent trend that people are now taking out loans to travel.
Yeah,
and especially the bigger ticketing websites and all of that, Make My Trip and all that, they have this feature where they allow people to take. What do you think? What's your take on this?
Yeah, it's a very beautiful concept, I would say, because spending a bomb and spending all the amount together, it's pretty difficult for young people who have just gotten into profession and they have big aspirations. So it's a trend from the West actually. And we are catching up with West slowly and steadily. So we at Trip Hunter have also been doing this from last couple of years.
Oh, nice.
So we also do financing and stuff. So it gives you an ease. Financing charges are not much. Let's say you have to book a trip which is worth 3 lakh rupees.
This is a Tomorrowland trip.
Yeah.
4%, 3 lakhs.
Belgium right now the package which we've launched, it's 7 nights 8 days. It costs you around 3,25,000.
This is inclusive of flights?
Yes.
Only exclusive is the visa, I believe.
Visa fees which has to be paid to the embassy. Plus there is some amount of TCS which you have to pay, TCS and some tax.
Okay.
Yeah, which you can later on,
Obviously.
you can claim back.
Okay.
So if let's say the package cost is 3,25,000, now there could be a possibility, you don't have immediate savings. Somebody might be having 1.5 lakh saving. Somebody might have invested some money in mutual funds which are down right now,
Yeah.
but they want to go.
Yeah.
So it's a very easy option to avail an EMI, and there are certain file charges. So it might cost you, instead of 325, it might cost you 7,000-8,000 extra.
Okay.
But it gives you an ease of doing payment for 5-6 months, and I think it's a beautiful concept.
Yeah, I mean, now people anyways take out loans for
Everything.
electronics and all of that.
Everything.
This is also in a way you're spending on yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of these travel agencies, there's been an evolution. Like growing up in the 90s, 2000s, there were these travel agencies. They were like, the kind where their marketing used to be like, take 20-30 people of a family or like one cast and 7 wonders of the world, and that kind of वैसा था पहले. And
Right.
then now it's evolved into this experiential kind of travel where you're going to places to experience
Exactly.
things like the Northern Lights and the music festivals and all of that. So when did this happen? This shift
This shift has
in
started.
India?
हाँ. So अभी ये आप मान के चलो पिछले 5-7-8 years से हुआ है आफ्टर सोशल मीडिया. बेसिकली सोशल मीडिया से पहले इतनी अवेयरनेस नहीं थी. मतलब नॉर्दर्न लाइट्स अगर आप 2015 में किसी को पूछते तो बहुत एक आधा आदमी होता था जिसको पता होता था, किसी को पता ही नहीं होता था नॉर्दर्न लाइट्स क्या है. बट सोशल मीडिया हैज टेकन एवरीथिंग so crazily that everyone knows everything, and everybody wants to experience things now because पहले अवेयरनेस नहीं थी. तो और पहले क्या होता था, अर्लियर ट्रैवल यूज टू बी अ चेकलिस्ट. 10 दिन के टूर पे गए हैं, आज सुबह उठ के 8 बजे बस में बैठना है, अभी आईफिल टावर पे फोटो क्लिक करी, उसके बाद वो रिवर सेन क्रूज कर लिया, उसके बाद डिज्नीलैंड भागो. इट्स लाइक अ बूट कैंप.
मतलब क्या
वो कॉन्सेप्ट होता था ना. बट नाउ इट्स नॉट दैट. पीपल वांट मोर. पीपल वांट इमोशंस. People want to feel that vibe. People want to feel that connection, especially millennials and Gen Zs. You see community group trips happening. So, and for me, at Trip Hunter, what the concept that we believe in is, we believe that there has to be a highlight of the trip. वो चेकलिस्ट नहीं खत्म करनी है. देयर हैज टू बी वन फैक्टर कि उसके लिए एंटायर ग्रुप नीड्स टू बी सुपर एक्साइटेड. अब वो हो सकता है कि वो टुमारोलैंड हो, इट कुड बी मे बी DWP फेस्टिवल इन बाली. सो मेरा आइडिया तो क्या कहता है कि कहीं पे भी जाना है तो वहाँ पर कोई इवेंट होना चाहिए.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want
brings everyone together. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to go to Japan. You can go in March also, anytime also. But if I would plan a group trip at Trip Hunter, it would be when there is a festival or something happening. Because there is a reason to it. If you go on a normal trip, and let's say उसमें क्या है, सुबह सिटी टूर हो गया, अब रात को ये अट्रैक्शन हो गया, आप खाना खा लिया, अगले दिन ये कर लिया, फिर पार्टी कर ली रात को. On the entire trip, your brain is still functioning in that mode. वो चेकलिस्ट चली रही है कि भाई अभी सुबह ये करना है, फिर शाम को ये करना है, अरे वहाँ फोटो रह गया. तो वो स्ट्रेस फ्री तो आप हुए ही नहीं ना. यू नॉट स्ट्रेस फ्री. एंड व्हेन यू आर होम, देन समटाइम यू आर लिविंग फॉर योर बॉस, समटाइम्स यू आर डूइंग योर अडल्ट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज फॉर फैमिली. 30% of the life you are sleeping. So when are you taking out time to celebrate yourself? That is when there is a 2-day or a 3-day festival in your trip. You turn off your brain and you're like, now this is my reward. I'm going to have fun.
Be in the moment.
Absolutely.
Relax.
I'm going to wake up at my thing. I'm going to eat whatever I want. And I'm going to meet my people whom I like. And I'm just going to party.
So like you said, how traveling has changed after social media has kind of taken over. People have started seeing stuff online and then they want to plan their trips and visit these places and experience all this. Social media plays a very important role in businesses right now. And especially I've seen Trip Hunter's page, I've seen your personal page. You all put out a lot of social media content, a lot of reels, and talk about trips and give information and all of that. And I really like how you shoot your talking head reels. In fact, I've started shooting mine as well since a month, and
I've seen that. I've seen that.
It's difficult. I mean, for a 30-second talking head, it takes me 30 minutes to shoot. It's difficult for me, but yeah, I'm working on it. But how is it for you?
I'm not like talking has been a thing always. Like even when I was employed with Expedia or Yatra, or even back in school and college. I'll tell you about school and college, in fact. So in school, I would always take part in extempore or debate and stuff, inter-school and stuff. And we would always think, and I would personally always think, that why all this is required in the real life. Why I be doing all this? So then now when I connect these dots, no,
Yeah.
then there would be annual function in school and I would be speaking on the stage or maybe at some
Yeah.
place. So okay, maybe that was the preparation for this stage, being in a leadership role. And I think to be in leadership, I think all the great leaders all across the globe, they are good communicators.
Yeah.
So communication is something which everyone needs to work upon if you want to be successful.
Yeah. True.
And there has to be improvisation. No one is perfect.
Yeah.
Even today, like, I won't say I'm perfect. No one can be perfect. Learning is an ongoing process. So you just keep on improvising, going with the trends.
True. So now I want to talk about how you started Trip Hunter and what were you doing before that? Like you mentioned, you worked at Expedia Yatra. How did it like? How did you get into this field?
So it's a long story. I would like to fast forward it. So after my schooling, I went to Goa. So I was in Goa for my graduation years.
Oh, nice.
Very, very fancy place to be for a graduation. I was at IHM Goa doing my hotel management.
Okay.
For 2007 till 11, I was doing everything that was possible in Goa, all the nightlife and stuff. And that is actually where my love for EDM music began.
Okay.
If you remember, Tiesto is the one who started all this. And there was this tour. It's called Elements of Life.
Yeah.
You remember Elements of Life? It became popular in 2005.
Yeah.
And it was a 1.5 hour set. We would play in our studio, and it would go on for like entire night. And we would watch the videos, and we would be like, oh my god, what is this guy doing? He is just he's redefined the trance music. And then 2011, I got back, and then I started working with Expedia, hotels.com basically. It was my first job.
Okay.
Pretty good. I learned quite a lot. We used to book hotels worldwide. Geography was very, close to me from the start itself.
Okay.
After completing 1 year at Expedia, then I switched to Yatra.com. At that particular time, it was really booming business for Yatra. They were funded by Reliance and they got listed on NASDAQ. So there used to be a competition between Yatra and Make My Trip back then.
Okay.
I remember Salman Khan used to be our brand ambassador.
Wow.
So a lot of good things were coming in, and I used to take care of Europe sales, long haul sales.
Okay.
So during my Yatra days, that was the time, I really pushed myself to perform at my best capabilities. I would always, strike my sales targets by 150%, and they rewarded me pretty well. So I back in 2012 or maybe 13, yeah. I remember my first international trip. It was company sponsored. I went to Malaysia. They sent me on a cruise ship, which took me to Krabi, Phuket. And when you're sponsored by a company, the way you're treated at these places, it's exceptionally amazing. Like we would be sitting with the ship captain having dinners. There would be one representative from Make My Trip, from all the prestigious companies. So that was the game changer. So basically hard work, for everyone, hard work always pays off.
Yeah.
I worked hard, I got rewarded with that trip, and that motivated me that, Deepak, you don't have to stop. Again, they sent me on a Euro trip for about, 25 days, which I extended. My return was planned from Rome. And I'm telling my manager, can you please, shift my return from, Madrid? I want to go to Ibiza for 5 days and stuff.
This was which year?
This was 2015.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like 11 years ago.
Wow.
So back in 2015, yeah, I still remember taking, finishing all my work, all the contracting part and all, visiting all the hotels and stuff. So it started from London, then I went to Amsterdam, then Paris, Switzerland,
Wow.
almost everything covered. And then finally my dream destination, Ibiza. I would watch YouTube videos endlessly, There used to be a club called Privilege where Tiesto would play.
Yeah.
And finally I'm in Rome, catching my flight to Ibiza. And you won't believe, Tarun, what an experience. It was a Vueling Airlines flight. I sit in the flight. Have you ever sat in a flight where there are speakers on every window and there's music playing and people are dancing?
Wow.
They're playing music and people are going crazy dancing. It's like a party flight. I'm like, what the hell is happening? I've never seen this before. And I finally land in Ibiza, and it was one of the craziest weeks of my life. And
Which clubs did you go to?
I went to Ushuaia. I attended Martin Garrix at Ushuaia.
Nice.
And I went to Pasha. At Pasha, there used to be a very famous party. It's called Fuck Me, I'm Famous.
Yeah.
David Guetta and friends.
Yeah.
Craziest party of my life. Craziest party. So a lot of different places I visited, a lot of clubs. So it was really good.
Nice.
And then I went to Madrid and came back. So motivated in life, you always want to do more. And then finally in 2016, So when I was at Expedia, one day I was sitting at my workstation and I just thought that someday I'm going to start something of my own. Someday. I never knew when, how it would happen. And I went home that night and I started searching for a domain name, that what would be the name of the company. And I still remember midnight, I'm searching names on, GoDaddy.com. Right, okay, is this available? Then suddenly this name strikes up, Trip Hunter. And I search it and it's available and I just bought it.
This is 2014.
This is 2011.
Oh, and
Expedia.
That's
Just-
when you bought the domain.
Yeah, just sitting on my workstation, I just thought that, I'll start my business someday. And I don't know, I was pretty young that time, early 20s, and I'm like, I don't know how it's going to be done. सोशल मीडिया उस टाइम होता नहीं था इतना, अब तो बहुत ईजी हो गया, चैट जीपीटी वगैरह, तो उस टाइम पे इतना सब कुछ पता नहीं होता था. तो बस मैंने वो डोमेन खरीद के रखा और बस वी वर जस्ट डूइंग हार्ड वर्क. Then 2016 was the turning point. I met Kunal's father, Sudhir Kapoor ji. Sudhir's uncle, he's my uncle. We are family. So he met me in 2016, and so you need a push, someone's push. I had knowledge, I knew how things are done, but you don't know how to start something from the scratch.
Yeah.
So he knew how to get things done. So he came to me, he's like, दीपक कुछ प्लान किया है अपना, कुछ करना है कभी? आई एम लाइक, अंकल करना है, क्यों नहीं करना है, करना है. फिर एक दो दिन उनसे डिस्कशन हुआ, तो फिर आई डिस्कस्ड विद हिम कि मेरे को बहुत मना करना है और मैंने ऐसे डोमेन लिया हुआ है ट्रिप हंटर इतने टाइम से. तो अंकल इज़ लाइक कि तो फिर इसको काम को हम शुरू करेंगे, स्टार्ट करेंगे. सो देन ही गेव दैट पुश. ही न्यू हाउ टू गेट थिंग्स डन, कि ये GST VST ये पता नहीं होता था. तो ही वॉज द ड्राइविंग फोर्स कि उन्होंने ये सब कुछ एग्जीक्यूशन में हेल्प किया. एंड कुणाल वॉज स्टिल इन हिज फाइनल ईयर ऑफ BTech.
Okay.
So he came into the operational part with me.
Okay.
So uncle pushed us to do things and we got together. I had the knowledge, and that's how in 2016 we began this.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's
And
been a crazy journey for you.
absolutely, absolutely. And you won't believe, I tell this story to everyone in my team also, how it all started. So we opened our office. हमने एक सुशांत आर्किड करके एक मार्केट थी, उसमें छोटा सा एक शॉप टाइप एक लिया. And there used to be a company called Cox and Kings. Have you heard of it?
Of course.
It was a 100-year-old company. COVID में they dissolved. But Cox and Kings का ऐसे ऑफिस था, एक शॉप थी. उसके जस्ट ऊपर वाली शॉप भी प्रोक्योर्ड कि हम यहाँ पर ऑफिस बनाएंगे.
No.
ऐसे Cox and Kings का ऑफिस है, ऊपर हमने ट्रिप हंटर का अपना बोर्ड लगा दिया. एंड इट वाज अ संडे. अभी वी हैड नॉट इनॉग्रेटेड. सो कुणाल इज सिटिंग इन ऑफिस, कारपेंटर इज डूइंग वर्क एंड स्टफ. अभी टेबल वेबल बन रहा है सब कुछ ना. सो कुणाल कॉल्स मी that there is someone at the office and he wants to book Europe holiday. I'm like, okay, you tell him that there is some work going on in office. You take his number, कि मेरे को नंबर लेके भेज दो और मैं बात करता हूँ. So he told them कि सर अभी हमारा यहाँ पे ये थोड़ा ये काम चल रहा है ऑफिस का, बट आप नंबर दे दो, दीपक भैया इज गोना कॉल यू. सो ही टुक द नंबर एंड ही सेंड द नंबर टू मी. अब मैंने यूरोप पूरा एक्सप्लोर कर रखा था. यूरोप तो मतलब वी वर द किंग्स ऑफ सेलिंग यूरोप. मतलब माई टीम, जब मैंने रिज़ाइन भी किया था तो यात्रा.com से, उससे पिछले मंथ मेरी टीम ने रिकॉर्ड तोड़ा था मैक्सिमम सेल्स का. आई वॉज लीडिंग अ टीम देयर.
Yeah.
सो आई कॉल दिस गाय. आई एम लाइक, गुड इवनिंग सर, दिस इज़ दीपक फ्रॉम ट्रिप हंटर. आपने अभी ऑफिस विजिट किया था, बताइए क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है. ही इज़ लाइक, मेरे को यूरोप जाना है. एंड आई एम लाइक, सर ऑफिस में तो अभी काम चल रहा है, आप बताइए वेयर डू यू स्टे, आई विल कम टू योर प्लेस एंड विल डिस्कस. ही इज़ लाइक, ठीक है आप ऑफिस मेरे घर आ जाओ. घर का एड्रेस उसने भेजा. आई वेंट देयर. वेरी गुड हाउस, वेरी लग्जरी हाउस. Then he told me that he's the sub-divisional magistrate. He's a very big government officer. He got married and he wanted to go to Europe. So उसके घर में ऐसे डाइनिंग टेबल था. I sat on the main, इधर हेड ऑफ द फैमिली वाला, इस साइड वाला टेबल, उस तरफ में वो बैठा, इधर फैमिली बैठी. In 15 minutes मैंने यूरोप पूरा घुमा दिया उनको. I showed them the entire Europe in talks कि यहाँ पर ऐसे होता है, वहाँ पर ऐसे होता है. उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स थी. Next morning I opened my laptop. I made an itinerary. I sent it to him. And we didn't even inaugurate. That guy came and paid us the money.
Nice.
And me and Kunal are like,
You have to get to work.
absolutely, let's get things done. Let's get it started, man. There's no looking back.
There's
And
no
from
looking back from that.
from that day onwards, there has been no looking back.
When you started, you guys were a two-man team, you and Kunal, and
Yeah.
then now you'll have scaled, and now you'll have a team of how many people?
Now we are almost 30 people.
Nice, nice. So now, when you start scaling, how important it is to delegate work and to be okay to give work to someone, and to also be okay for them making mistakes. How is that? How does that work? Is it difficult for you? Was it difficult for you?
Absolutely. This is the most difficult part, but there are solutions to it. So when you're building a team from 2 people to 5, 6, 7, 8 people, that is the stage where things need to be taken care of very, very seriously. Because from 2016 till 19th, me and Kunal, we were handling everything on our own. Sales call, we are handling. Operationals call, we are handling. If customer is in New York, he's calling at 2 o'clock in the night, we are answering the call in 2 rings. And customers, they have they are now habitual to us.
Yeah.
They know that, we don't want to book through Make My Trip. उधर फंसेंगे तो कॉल करेंगे, वहाँ पे 1 दबाओ 2 दबाओ, नहीं, book with Deepak, we'll pay some extra money, but no problem. We know that they're going to answer our calls.
Yeah.
और solution मिलेगा. वहाँ पर ये नहीं होगा कि अभी हम बताते हैं चेक करके, I'll take an approval. No, approval, everything is here.
Yeah.
If something has gone wrong, it will be decided. So now giving this task to other people, now your customers have an expectation.
Yeah.
Now the same customers are coming again and again. कभी वो पेरिस जाएगा, कभी जापान जाएगा, रिपीट कस्टमर्स बहुत हैं, तो वो बड़ा टफ काम है. बट बिफोर डेलीगेशन, इफ यू ट्रेन योर स्टाफ, इफ यू ट्रेन योर टीम इन द सेम फैशन यू वर्क विद रिटन कंटेंट, क्या होता है, बस वर्बली बता दिया, कुछ नहीं है, कान सुनेगा निकल जाएगा. नो, यू मेक रिटन कंटेंट, यू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट दैट स्टफ, यू मेक प्रोसेसेस एंड यू प्री डिफाइन थिंग्स कि भाई ए होगा तो उसका सोल्यूशन बी है, ई होगा तो उसका सोल्यूशन एफ है. एवरीथिंग इज रिटन.
This is like your Bible.
एब्सोल्युटली, देयर इज नथिंग, कोई कंफ्यूजन होगा ही नहीं कहीं पे. अब इसको हमने फॉलो करना है.
हाँ.
ये फॉलो होगा तो सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा है, ये नहीं फॉलो होगा तो देन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. कुछ ऐसा आ जाए कि जो मेंशन नहीं है, तो फिर यू कम टू अस, वील रिजॉल्व इट एंड वील ऐड दैट पॉइंट हियर.
जब कोविड हुआ था, that time तो everyone was like they didn't know कि क्या होने वाला है. And no one expected the kind of travel का boom जो कोविड के बाद हुआ है. Even with nightlife, there's a certain kind of revenge clubbing, revenge traveling where people are like that whole you live only once kind of a of like FOMO feeling.
Revenge everything.
हाँ,
Everything.
तो ये but during that phase how was it for you, because everything is shut? So how did you all deal with things?
I would call that time period a blessing in disguise for us. I'll explain you how. So 2016 to 19 we were doing everything on our own because I was from sales background. Kunal comes from a tech background. He knows marketing and stuff, some stuff he knows. तो 2016 से 2019 हमने सब कुछ खुद करके सीखा. हमने बहुत गलतियां करी, लॉसेस भी होते थे हमारे, क्योंकि गलती हो गई, कुछ गलत बुकिंग बना दी होगी, ऑपरेशंस कभी हैंडल ही नहीं किया. सो 16 to 19 हमने खुद सब कुछ करके लर्न कर लिया. अब 2020 केम, वी थॉट नाउ वी आर ओके, नाउ लेट्स बिल्ड अ टीम. अभी हम टीम बनाते हैं. उस टाइम इतना ये लिंक्डइन वगैरह सब, ये Naukri.com वगैरह पॉपुलर नहीं होता था. कंसल्टेंट्स होते थे, कंसल्टेंट्स के थ्रू हायरिंग होती थी, है ना. सो यू कंसल्टेंट को बोल दिया, कंसल्टेंट पैसे लेता था, वो हाफ सैलरी. सो वी हायर्ड 4-5 पीपल इन 2019 दिसंबर के आसपास, कि अब ये 2020 का सीज़न आएगा. सीज़न होता है जैन से मई तक का. मैंने कहा इसमें हम अच्छा बड़ा काम करेंगे. हायरिंग की, वी पेड सो मच मनी टू दी कंसल्टेंट्स. और फेब 2020 में 3 महीने बाद क्या हो रहा है, कोविड. आई एम लाइक यार ये क्या हो गया यार, ये ऐसा तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं था. एंड वी यूज्ड टू थिंक कि भाई ट्रैवल तो हमारा ऐसा बिजनेस है, इसमें तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, सब कुछ रुक जाएगा, बट दिस विल नॉट स्टॉप. एंड वो होता है ना, स्टीव जॉब्स की एक वो डॉक्यूमेंट्री देखी है, हिज स्पीच बिफोर डाइंग. सो उसकी उसमें वो बोलता है, अपने उसमें ग्रेजुएशन में भी बोलता है दैट समटाइम्स लाइफ हिट्स यू विद अ ब्रेक इन द हेड, डोंट लूज फेथ. तो वो हमारे साथ हुआ कि वो हमारे सारे मिथ निकल गए, सब कुछ हो सकता है भाई. बिजनेस वेंट डाउन टू जीरो, तरुण. वी वर लेफ्ट क्लूलेस कि भाई ये क्या हो गया. फ्लाइट शॉट, एवरीथिंग गॉन, एंड वी हायर्ड पीपल कि भाई इतना इन्वेस्ट करके, एंड आई एम लाइक वी आर गॉन यार. तो ये तो पता ही नहीं, समझ ही नहीं आ रहा कैसे होगा, इतने रिफंड्स स्टक हो गए. बट वी वेटेड 1.5 month. सो यू हैव टू क्रिएट अपॉर्चुनिटीज एट सर्टन टाइम्स. हमने क्या देखा कि यार लोग घर में बैठे हुए हैं 2 महीने से. जिस दिन गवर्नमेंट ने अनाउंस किया ना कि अब ऑफिस आप खोल सकते हो, हमने उस दिन ऑफिस ओपन कर दिया था. 1.5-2 महीने बाद उन्होंने ओपन किया, हमने ऑफिस बैठना शुरू कर दिया. सबसे पहले आसपास के होटल्स ओपन शुरू हुए, जो 5 स्टार लोकेशंस होती हैं. वी स्टार्टेड सेलिंग दोज.
You pivoted to that
हाँ,
staycations.
जो बुक हो सकता है वो करेंगे.
Staycations, get back into the.
मैंने कहा स्टेकेशंस बुक करेंगे. फिर मॉलडीव्स ओपन हुआ सबसे पहले, दुबई ओपन हुआ. जो हमारे क्लाइंट्स ऑलरेडी दुबई मॉलडीव्स होके आ चुके थे, उनको हमने दोबारा सेंड किया. मैंने कहा आप यू जस्ट गो. सो वी नेवर लेफ्ट एनी अपॉर्चुनिटी विच वाज इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस. देन रिपैट्रिएशन फ्लाइट स्टार्टेड. पीपल वर स्टक, स्टूडेंट्स वर स्टक, यू रिमेंबर, ये कनाडा का फ्लाइट स्टार्ट हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है. वी डिड क्रेजी बिजनेस अराउंड दैट टाइम. मतलब you won't believe we would start making tickets 6 o'clock in the morning and that would go on till midnight. मतलब जितना रेवेन्यू पूरे साल में नहीं हुआ होगा वो उतना हमने 2 महीने में रिकवर कर दिया. So it's like you have to be prepared for stuff to happen. Things, you know, when something goes wrong, perseverance and faith, you don't have to lose. Have confidence in yourself and just fight the situation and God will open doors. ये realize हो गया हमें. And blessing in disguise बताता हूँ कैसे होगा. अब we were a small company. I would call anybody for interview. No, let's say somebody is working with Make My Trip or some big company. I would call that person. Let's say the person has a 30,000 salary. I would give him 40,000 salary. No, he would say no. He would be like, I'm happy working with Make My Trip, but in small company I won't work. There's no career growth and stuff.
Yeah.
Ab COVID mein nobody had job. Everybody is fired. People are sitting at home. I'm telling Kunal, okay, we'll start hiring now. And I open an hiring, and we built a small team of 7-8 people.
They're still with you?
Yeah. One of the guys, main visa, Harmeet takes care of the visa. He's still with us. People go and switch.
Obviously, that happens.
But yeah, everybody contributed pretty well. So that's how I got around 7-8 very good people who joined me.
Nice.
And they contributed pretty well to our growth. So 2020, 21, 22, we started building the systems. You were saying कि वो delegate कैसे करना है.
हाँ.
तो वो 2020 से 2022 का जो टाइम था उसमें हमने systems, processes कि कैसे चलेगा ये सारी चीजें हमने align कर दी.
Even if someone leaves, someone new comes, but there's a process in place.
Things will not stop.
Yeah.
If this seat is empty, tomorrow this seat will be occupied and the same process will continue. If I'm not in office, I'm sitting here, things are not stopping. Everything is smooth. So वो हमने systems build कर लिए. And when you have 7, 8, 9, 10 people on board, then there is no problem. You hire more people, people have a trust, okay, this is a growing team. तो वो हमने obstacle भी cross करा. And then things were pretty fine. 2022, then finally I went to Tomorrowland.
And that's when
And
the
then,
whole thing started.
And then, then we kept on scaling even more.
Nice. Now there's so many people who are starting these travel companies, experiential traveling. What advice would you like to give them?
See, starting a company is very easy, but travel looks like a very glamorous industry, I would say, but there's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You have to be ready. It's not just bookings and then just book कर दिया. देखो book करना से पैसा लेना लोगों से और booking बनाना सबसे easiest part है. But real game starts after that.
I mean that you send someone for a trip and they're calling you at 2 a.m. in India time and you have to.
I'll tell you how it happens in India. If you send your clients to Australia, no? अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया भेजोगे तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में there will be a destination management company or a vendor who will take care of stuff. आप समझा दो पूरा उनको कि भाई वहाँ पे सर ये ड्राइवर खड़ा होगा आपको लेने आएगा. If the driver does not come, this is the contact number. अब now ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 9 o'clock is like 4 a.m. here.
Yeah.
Now he's standing outside hotel, driver doesn't come. He won't call that number. He'll call you.
Yeah.
And you are expected to answer at 4 a.m. in the morning with full energy.
Yeah.
नींद में नहीं कर सकते आप. So अपने साथ तो क्या रहा है, हमारी तो क्या हैबिट रही है, 2 रिंग में फोन उठेगा और 3 बजे 4 बजे चाहे जो भी है, you will feel like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes sir, what happened? Tell me. It's all okay. Then I would, ये मैं 2016-19 की बात बता रहा हूँ, when me and Kunal were there, and then I would call that number, which the client is supposed to call.
Yeah.
कि hey man, where are you?
Yeah.
The client is waiting. So that is the service which people ask for. And travel is, I would say, crisis management. सेल करना, बुकिंग करना बहुत ईजी है. क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट इज द बिगेस्ट थिंग. ठीक है ना. आपकी लेट्स से यू बुक अ कनेक्टिंग फ्लाइट फ्रॉम दिल्ली टू इस्तांबुल टू लेट्स से पेरिस. समहाउ कनेक्शन मिस हो गया, कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गई, कुछ कैलामिटी हो गई, कहीं पे आपने कुछ टूर बुक किया वो नहीं हो पाया. थिंग्स गो रॉन्ग, थिंग्स नेवर गो एज प्लान्ड. सो क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट इज एक्चुअली ट्रैवल बिजनेस वेयर वी आर नीडेड ना. तो इनोवेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. How to support the customers is very important. Knowing your clients' preferences is very important. So these are the things which you have to take care of.
Where do you see now? Where is it heading now? What's the future of traveling and tourism?
It's booming. It's going crazy. I see next 5 to 10 years it's going to be crazy because see, India is a developing country.
Yeah.
If you talk about travel industry in US or Europe, it's pretty saturated because those people, they already travel too much.
Yeah.
Every household travels, be it a middle class, lower class तो चलो है ही नहीं ना. मिडिल क्लास मेनली एक परमानेंट एक मिनिमम इनकम मेंटेन्ड है.
Yeah.
और हर बंदा ट्रैवल करता है वहाँ पे, छुट्टी भी ट्रैवल किया. इंडिया इज अ डेवलपिंग कंट्री. देयर इज अ वेरी लार्ज चंक ऑफ पॉपुलेशन विच इज कमिंग फ्रॉम लोअर इनकम टू मिडिल इनकम ग्रुप.
Yeah.
and people want to travel. Middle income group is going to upper middle class. They want luxury. Upper middle class is going to higher class. They want ultra luxury.
Yeah.
आज से 5-10 साल पहले अगर हम कोई रूम बुक करते थे ना किसी का 5-7-8 साल पहले विच इज 35-40,000 पर नाइट, 45,000 पर नाइट,
Yeah.
इट यूज टू बी भाई इतना महंगा रूम बुक किया, कुछ है ही नहीं आज. 70-80-90,000 per night is 90-80-90,000 per night. $1,000 is considered as something luxury. Otherwise 20-30-35-40 हज़ार का तो कोई हो ही नहीं रहेगा.
हाँ.
तो हर सेगमेंट में ग्रोथ है. कम्युनिटी ट्रैवल जो हो गया, एक्सपीरियंशियल ट्रैवल हो
Yeah.
गया, उसमें बहुत ग्रोथ है. यू सी अ लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज कमिंग अप, छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स बना के लोग लेके जा रहे
ये
हैं.
बहुत ही हो रहा है.
हाँ.
इंस्टाग्राम पे भी.
We are coming up with an idea of festival travel plus events,
That's
global
the niche,
events,
right?
Yeah, because global events, see, there has to be a highlight.
Yeah.
People don't remember itineraries and ये city tour.
Collective emotion.
People remember moments,
Yeah.
and moments are the highlights at events or festivals.
You think this religious thing, sorry to cut you off, you think this religious traveling is also picking up amongst younger people now?
I would not say younger people, but in India as a whole,
Hmm.
it's picking up really well within domestic market, and it's going to go crazy because earlier it used to be unorganized.
Yeah.
Now it is being organized. Organized sector में आ रहा है वो. लोग पहले से बुकिंग करा के जाने लगे हैं. पहले तो क्या होता था ना, एक ग्रुप होता था सोसाइटी का, लाइक दे वुड जस्ट पिक द बैग्स, गो कि वहाँ जाके कर लेंगे. नहीं,
हाँ.
अब वो ट्रेंड चला गया. पीपल वांट इट प्लान्ड वे.
Yeah.
पहले बुकिंग करेंगे. तो दैट्स हाउ द सेक्टर इज बीइंग ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. एंड आउटबाउंड जो ट्रैवल है जिसमें हम करते हैं, जो मेनली आउटबाउंड ट्रैवल हो गया, इंडिया से लोग बाहर जा रहे हैं, देयर इज अ 10-15% ग्रोथ एवरी ईयर
Okay.
इन द सेगमेंट. लग्जरी में भी, कम्युनिटी बेस्ड ट्रैवलिंग में भी, एक्सपीरियंशियल में भी, in all these sectors. So I see good growth, but only if you're ready for it. Not just कि बस
Yeah.
fail करा booking. You have to sustain yourself. You have to have very very strong product. You need to have a very very strong team, very strong connections.
Yeah.
That's how, I mean, we are doing it. We are collaborating with various tourism boards across the globe. We are creating teams which are proactive on ground and optimum service standards.
Any experience that influencers or celebrities who've got in touch with you to collab for a particular destination or a music festival?
So many times.
Can you
For
name-
Tomorrowland, I get so many requests. All the times. Tomorrowland is like the most popular.
and how do you kind of manage
See, we
in terms of secrecy also? Probably they don't want things to leak. They want to have their own personal me time. How do you manage that?
so see, Tomorrowland is such a product which is always in demand. Like, collaborating with an influencer would be required for me for a product which is not selling,
Yeah.
which I want to be promoted.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I want to promote a new destination where I would send a influencer.
Yeah.
But I see some potential here also, where we would like to do some collaborations with certain influencers, which is going to come closer to the event.
Okay.
So we keep we take down their requirements that which month they would be free to travel and when they want to do it. So we have a database. In fact, during the back in 2023, we started we started collaborating with certain influencers for hosting trips as well,
Okay.
where an influencer would host the trip,
Okay.
and services would be provided by us, and the influencer is going to promote on their Instagram, and the followers are going to join the trip.
Okay.
In fact, we executed few tours like that also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
So still people reach out to us that we want to host a trip, how can we work together.
Yeah.
So but so much is going on, you have to take time out for so many verticals and stuff. So these things are in the pipeline. We are going to definitely do something.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
So before I let you go, I'm going to throw a few questions at you, and you need to answer quickly.
Sure.
Biggest travel mistakes Indians make?
Biggest travel mistakes Indians make. A traveler calls me up from the airport that he left his passport at home. Can you imagine? And they could not fly. Sometimes they won't check the hotels which they are booking. You would send the
Yeah.
quotation to them. There is a whole quotation.
Yeah.
The hotel name is written. They would not check the hotel, and then they would go there. They would have a very high expectation.
Yeah.
So this is one issue.
Yes.
So yeah. Rest, I think Indian travelers are pretty smart, man. They know how to work things out.
Overrated destination everyone should skip.
Overrated destination. I think every destination has its sweet spot. Overrated. Paris.
No?
I think, yeah, Paris is like overrated.
it's kind of declined in the past few years.
Yeah.
The whole, but it has a lot to do with the
See,
issues there.
it has been one of the most visited cities on the planet from last, I don't know, maybe a decade, but doesn't have that strong element.
Okay.
I mean, you just go for a picture below the Eiffel Tower. Nothing strong on, if you want to do an actual cultural exchange. For me, traveling to a destination is like more than just clicking pictures. I connect with local people. Like, I have friends right now in almost every country, every city, you would say. So I would go and sit at a local place.
Yeah.
I would have a drink with people. I would know what actually the life is. Doesn't happen in Paris.
Okay. This one is fun. El Clasico front row seats or backstage access to your favorite music festival for life.
Oh my God.
I know you're a big Real Madrid fan.
Okay. Backstage access to music festivals for life.
Yeah.
No, I would go for El Clasico. I'm okay with the front. I'm okay front of the DJ.
That's where everyone should actually be.
Absolutely.
Front.
Absolutely.
Not behind.
But I can't leave El Clasico for seats.
Man, I mean, it was a pleasure having you, and it was so nice to get to know about your journey, your experiences, and where traveling is heading right now, and also to know about Tomorrowland in depth. I mean, there's so many people out there who want to go, but they don't know how to, plan it or who to get in touch with. So, I mean, with the help of this podcast, I hope they can reach out to you, and you can obviously help them, guide them to go and attend their dream music festival.
Always.
Anything you would want to talk about? Anything?
I mean, it was great to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Tarun. And it's been quite insightful. While talking to you, I was in fact able to browse through my whole journey of last 15 years. And that is what, is driving me to go back and do more. And for Tomorrowland specifically or any other music festival, we'll be coming back. We are already live on our website with so many exciting products. There are going to be even more amazing products. We are planning to launch the first group tour to Burning Man Festival.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and people have been texting me that when it's going to happen. So that's one of the most amazing festivals that's on the pipeline.
That's news.
Yeah, for Tomorrowland, anyone can reach out to us. No problem. We got the most exclusive inventory that is anywhere available. Like, we are the only company in Asia which has the inventory of top-notch Dreamville stays, including Montag, Spectacular Tents, and Supreme Tents. Nobody has it in entire Asia, and so we'll be glad to help everyone with all the festival requirements.
It's crazy.
Yep.
That's why it's the number one festival in the world.
Absolutely, man. Yep.
Right.
Done. So, as I told you, Tarun, we source tickets from various global official travel partners of Tomorrowland, and हम लोग की जो sourcing होती है that is 100% authentic. And in last, we've been doing Tomorrowland since 2016. Groups तो हमने शुरू किए हैं अभी 2022-23 से, but we've been doing customized packages from 2016. There has never been a case where a single ticket has bounced back, and we've done 1,000+ tickets. And this time around, we are the only ones in entire Asia to hold the inventory of all the luxury accommodations inside Tomorrowland. So Tomorrowland में क्या होता है, बिल्कुल मेन स्टेज से 5 मिनट वॉकिंग डिस्टेंस पे there is an area called Montag. So we are the only ones in entire Asia to have the inventory of Montag. उसमें क्या है, there is a swimming pool, there are restaurants, मतलब all celeb crowd रहता है उसमें, all Hollywood stuff and all. So we have that inventory. We've got Supreme easy tents. We've got Spectacular easy tents which are available with no one.
Nice.
Plus exclusive things like party train experience चाहिए होता है कि पिछले साल बहुत डिमांड आई, लोगों ने यूट्यूब पे देखा कि पार्टी ट्रेन चलती है टुमारोलैंड की. We bought party train experiences as well. So these are certain things which we source through various channel partners and stuff, and things are 100% authentic.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice. What's the difference between staying in a hotel outside of the venue or compared to a Dreamville where there's camping and everything? How is it?
See, both are very different experiences, and it depends on person to person what preferences they have. Okay, some people have the preference कि होटल स्टे चाहिए, रात को कंफर्ट में रुकना है, because camping is really tough. But उसके लिए थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़ता है. Firstly, hotels are located either in Brussels, 45 minutes drive, या फिर Antwerp, which is 20 minutes drive. अब वहाँ से क्या है, आपको शटल या टैक्सी ड्रॉप करती है जिस लोकेशन पे, उधर से you have to walk 3.5 kilometers to the main festival. So imagine पहले half an hour की drive, फिर 3.5 kilometers का walk. By the time you reach the main stage, no, your energy 80% is gone. You will just sit down there, have some food, then again वो हो जाता है. रात को जब फेस्टिवल एंड होता है, then that walk is really tiring because whole day you've danced it out,
Yeah.
you're drained out, and walking 3.5 kilometers, then sitting in a bus. कुछ एजेंसीज हैं जो शटल्स प्रोवाइड करती हैं. Imagine gathering 50 people at night.
Yeah.
You know, everybody is in different state of mind, so that is very, you know, it's not
Yeah.
very pleasant. But the thing is, some people have this preference that they need a hotel, so that is good for them. Because at the end, सारा struggle करके अगर आपको AC चल रहा है, you're getting that washroom and stuff,
Yeah.
so it's a reward for them, no problem. But what I suggest, if you can compromise a little on the comfort, and you can stay inside Dreamville, the overall experience of the festival is very, very good. Because you are staying in an integrated city, you're surrounded by people from all across the globe. Imagine I've had mornings, I would come out of my tent, there are people from Mexico and we are having shots at 10 a.m. They won't let me go anywhere. They'll be like, shots. I would have some German DJ next to me playing his own thing. So that is the kind of vibe you create. So if you can manage to stay in a tent, there are washrooms which are shared, but that's okay. Everything is available inside. अभी तो हमने क्या कर दिया, हम Indian breakfast तक arrange करते हैं for people staying inside. And I told you we have very specific inventory which is luxurious camping,
Wow.
like Montag and stuff. So if you can pay a little extra, you can stay in those tents. But my recommendation is mostly, you know, if you can manage, then you stay inside. Because you're very close to the festival also.
Yeah.
There is a gym, there is a tattoo studio, there is a chill out zone. You get cuisine from all across the globe. Everything inside.
Yeah.